Hi Leos, this is going to be a love reading for June of 2018. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry your videos are coming out a little bit later, but I wanted to make sure I had enough time to, do the best possible reading I could for you guys. What was I going to say? So we're now going to be in Gemini season. I hope you guys will be feeling good energy. So far, I've been feeling really good energy since the Taurus new moon in May. And well, I was saying telling other signs how I feel like many of us will be maybe taking on those Gemini characteristics of feeling like more expressive and creative and comfortable and confident in who we are. But I feel like many of you probably already feel that way or naturally like that. But if you aren't, I think you'll be feeling a little bit more this way, and especially because we're heading into like summer and people are getting out of school or going on vacations and stuff. I feel like the energy will be very light and happy and fun for the most part. So let's see what love has in store for you guys. So I always say this is general, so it won't resonate with every single person. This can be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and so if it doesn't fit your situation, please don't force it. I know some people, sometimes they get confused or like, oh, I don't know if this is for me or not. If it doesn't feel like it's for you, then it's probably not for you. And then hopefully next month we'll get you. And what else was I going to say? So if I say he or she just switch the sex, it's just easier for me to stay on one gender usually. And I'm going to be doing the same thing, pulling a few cards on one side, a few cards on the other side. You'll pick and choose which side is you. The other is the other person you're dealing with, or like the future person you'll be dealing with if you're like totally single or not talking to anyone. Gemini season. I feel like a lot of people will be like meeting and coming together, and I don't know, I have a good feeling about June overall, and it's my favorite number, 6, so we'll see. Let's see what the cards say for you guys. For Leos, what do they have in store for love? For Leos, blah blah blah. Leos, blah blah blah. Okay, now the other, by the way, it's kind of gloomy today. It's kind of cold, so I'm wearing my favorite little sweatshirt. It was John's. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know who that is. Okay. So I'm going to start off with this side because I think this is more your energy. So we have the King of Wands, following the 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. So you may have been, could be you or them, but I think this could be you. You may have been, King of Wands is someone very much in your own element. You may have been working really hard at something. Maybe you finally decided to go into and throw yourself into a relationship with someone, and maybe like say what you feel about them and give your all, like give 200%. And you were, putting in the work, checking on them daily, doing what you can, like taking them out, trying to plan out dates, doing whatever you can to make them happy per se. And it's like you were trying to walk the walk and talk the talk. Walk it like a talk it, walk it like a talk. It's like a new song. But you were trying to like make your actions match your words and doing whatever you can to make it work. This could also be maybe something with work related, or like a new creative project you were working on or building something. But I think this is more so like a relationship or something you're trying to build with someone, even if it was like just a friendship but you have a crush on them. I think you were trying to like build up the momentum to finally like, maybe possibly date the person or get them to like you. But then with the 10 of Wands, I feel like maybe you pushed yourself too much or did too much or put too much of yourself into something. You felt like all the burden was on you and that you were putting in maybe more work than the other person and doing more and maybe not getting as much in return. But this could also be that because you're at 10, you're at completion, so you're like at the end of it. So it's like you're almost done. Like maybe you like already put in all the work and you're not going to do anymore because you're like already done. Or this could also be that you're already like at the end and like things are now you're going to be waiting for what's going to happen because you've already done enough and you're kind of like at the end of doing so much for someone, possibly. This could also be maybe like you already are in a relationship with someone and you're like the only one maybe working really hard and the other person just sits back and you feel like all the burdens on you, like you have all the responsibilities. Maybe maybe they're a little bit codependent on you possibly, and it's like you're the only one that like maybe physically goes to work and like has to take care of everyone. And maybe it's not just them you have to take care of, maybe you also take care of, you know, family or friends and other people. So this is why you also maybe feel that you have too much pressure on you. Okay, and then on this side we have the Eight of Swords following the Hangman and the Six of Pentacles. So here this person is feeling very stuck, bounded. Not only in their thoughts and their mind, but also with their emotions and how they feel. Like they don't know where they stand. Maybe they are confused, and it's like their mind is foggy and cloudy, kind of like the weather right now. Like it's just kind of cloudy and gloomy. Instead of like, you see how there's like, it looks like, you know, like sunlight, bright light around his head. Instead of it being upright, it's upside down. So maybe this person isn't seeing the brighter things quite yet, and they just like their world is kind of upside down. And this could be because they need balance in their life. This could also be representing a Libra person. There needs to be an equal give and take. Maybe, I think very much so what I was saying earlier, you see how in this photo he is like probably in a better position than the beggars, right? And he is giving to them because he has more. But it's like there's, how do you say it? You see here there's a difference. He has more power than them. It's not really balanced. Like, yes, he's giving to them, but they need to maybe work harder, and not exactly, it's not a competition to be on the same level, but so there could be like equal distribution. Despite the circumstances, I feel like one person here is the one that puts in more, or like maybe physically makes more money and has to maintain everyone, or like maybe this other person doesn't provide enough. And again, don't take this the wrong way. There can be many different exceptions, scenarios for why this is, like stay-at-home mom, whatever. But there is like an imbalance here, and one person is feeling the pressure while the other person is also feeling pressure, but in a different way, like mentally and emotionally. I think they know that this other person feels pressure, and so they feel kind of guilty as well, and maybe they can't really work or something, or can't help, or can't put in as much because they maybe are suffering some kind of like mental illness. It doesn't have to be like schizophrenia or anything major, but maybe they have depression, or have a lot of anxiety, or anything of that sort. It could be anything at all. And maybe they're just kind of unstable, and so they're not really fit to give as much as this other person is. But it's like when one person's giving too much and the other one can't, there's an imbalance there, and so that can cause tension between two people. Let's see. I'm going to pull a Mermaid Oracle card. I just got these from the spiritual store the other day. I posted them on my Instagram, so if you want to follow me there, it's a Piece of Pisces. But let's see. I think they're really pretty. I use them for, I think, almost all the signs. I think you guys will like them too. Let's see. Let's get one for my Leos and one for the other person. So I feel earth, air, and water energy here. With air, more so a Libra person, and water sign, maybe a water sign, like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but not so much. I think I feel more air and earth and fire, which would be you. Okay, so for your energy, that's crazy how cards can really confirm what I'm feeling. You got sacrifice, though there are those worth making, there are those that will destroy you. Wow. It's card number 11 in case that number means something to you. So, especially with 11 coming right after the 10 of Wands, this is really confirming that there is a lot of burden someone is feeling. I think this is you. And you have to know which battles are worth fighting for, what really is worth giving your time and energy to. Because some can actually help you and some can actually be detrimental to you. Let me know if you guys feel or see anything with this card. And I'm gonna quickly find, I'm gonna go in this little booklet and read the explanation. Just because I'm still getting used to the cards and I want to make the most out of it. So I'm gonna hold it up while I read. Hopefully you can still hear me. Okay, so mermaids sing. We know that in the world of the air, there is often a need to choose between what is wanted now, what is best to wait for, and what, and in your language, this sometimes means sacrifice. We have heard of the stories you have told each other, and the deities of the land and sky have done this. In the ocean, there have been great sacrifices too. The whales sometimes have beached themselves to feed their communities of people, your ancestors. They are more evolved, and they know that at times the individual lifetime is not as sacred as the soul's evolution. In your world, there is the tale of the great deity of masculine power, Odin, the father god of your Nordic peoples, and how he drank from a pool of wisdom, water, the wisdom bringer, and then hung on the ash tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 nights, returning to the world without one eye, but with knowledge. We have learned from the Vikings that he did not regret his sacrifice, that he knew that to gain the knowledge something had to be given up. You have heard of the goddess of the people of the far north of the Americas, as you call them, the Inuits, and their goddess Sedna, whose father cut her fingers from her hands to stop clinging to the side of his boat. Some say this was a sacrifice, but this was not her choice. Sorry, my hand's getting tired. Let's see. And so we wonder why you sometimes let people steal from you and claim it to be sacrifice. In your tale about us, the Little Mermaid, it is said she chooses to give up her voice and her ability to swim, and even walks with great pain just to have the love of a human man. This is a sacrifice, but she gave up what was sacred. Herself, and in the end is neither mermaid or woman, not loved or with kin. She is alone, as sea foam. So when you choose to sacrifice something, ask, what is it for? Is it sacred? Do you want someone to do something in return, or is it because there is an outcome that is better, truly better, that is presented than the perceived loss? Be wise in your sacrifices. Make them and choose, else it is nothing but manipulation and robbery. You may be contemplating, bear with me just a little bit more, okay? You may be contemplating doing something that is a hardship or giving up something that is precious to you in order to demonstrate how important a third option is to you. Remember to make the choice to sacrifice, and that by doing so you have made what has been offered up holy and made more sacred the goal you're questing for. Make Make your sacrifices wise ones, and be sure to decide whether the sacrifice is the best path. Sometimes people make what they think are sacrifices because they feel others will view them in a certain way. And by doing so, they become martyrs and wish only to be viewed as good. Remove this from your thinking. See whether you truly wish one thing or another. And then when you make the choice and it is freely given, then you have truly made something sacred. The whole process has become divine in its nature, and the reward is in the space and clearing you have created into, which is the great good, and be poured. You will be blessed, for you have been blessed. You will be blessed, for you have blessed the world with your offering. That's like exactly what we were talking about. That's crazy. So you are definitely sacrificing a lot, or putting so much of yourself into this, whatever this is, a relationship or this with someone, and it's draining you. And I think it's draining your energy. It's taking out a lot of you. You are maybe like not sure if this is really worth it for you. And maybe even when you're not sure, you still do it because you're afraid of, like, if you don't, then what's going to happen. To ask yourself, is this worth it? Is this worth my time? Am I being appreciated for what I'm doing? And will this really make me happy in the end? If you're just doing it to make others happy and be that like good guy, good girl, you have to be selfish sometimes. And being selfish is not a bad thing. You have to, this is your life. You only have one life. You have to live it at your best and do whatever makes you happy. Of course, don't hurt other people, but you can't be sacrificing your happiness and your well-being for others if it's not really being reciprocated or returned for you as well. Let's pull a Romance Angels card for you guys. Let's see. Maybe just talk with the other person and let them know how you're feeling. I think they already know. Yeah, I think they already know, but like it may help the situation to just kind of sit down, have like, you know, a calm, collective conversation. Be like, hey, where are you at? How are you feeling? This is how I'm feeling. How can we fix this? Do you want to fix this? Do you want to make it better? Can you help me out? You know, just talk heart to heart. Be open, be vulnerable with each other. If the other person really doesn't get it, or they're just like not okay, they're unstable, then that's your choice if you want to stay in it or you want to leave and, you know, look out for your well-being. But if you stay in it and you know it's not in your best interest, then whatever happens, it's really your fault. So you have to really be wise and think about what you're doing and if this is worth your time. Let's see, for my Leos, can I get a love message? Because it seems like the other person's energy is very much so being stuck, and maybe they aren't seeing the truth. They are avoiding making a move. They're avoiding moving, taking steps forward in some way. Like they are just stuck. They're not moving. This could be voluntarily or involuntarily. But their energy is just stuck. That's the word for them. They're stuck and you're burdened. Let's see, for my Leos. When I'm looking at this mermaid card, I feel like at a glance you'd think, oh my gosh, she looks kind of scary or something, or like evil. But if you really look into her eyes, you see someone who's like sad, like she just feels drained, like she's put so much and she's barely made it like out of the water into the shore, you know? Like that's what I see when I look into her eyes. Like the life has been taken out of her. Your card came out is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So definitely here, you see the image, she's sitting out, looking out to the water. She's just kind of like sad, and she has her flowers, but they're kind of just like Like she's ready to just like drop them. She just seems very sad and just like, oh. So with this card coming out, codependency, like I said, there's not an equal give and take. There's imbalances within these two people. Like I said, one is stuck, not moving. They need balance. The other person is overworked, overburdened. They are the ones that are drained now. And maybe they sacrificed a lot for this other person. The other person, whether they know it or not, is not really putting in as much effort as they are. And maybe they don't feel what the other person has been going through because they're not the one doing it. And I feel like this other person is codependent. They depend a lot on you guys. So whether this is an air sign, Libra, strongly feel Libra, could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio as well. So water or air. Yeah. And I think they are dependent on you. And maybe you're finally starting to feel, you know, this pressure because of them. And that's not to say maybe you like helping them, taking care of them. Maybe you know, openly do it with like open arms and like you genuinely care about them and want to help them. But at one point you have to ask yourself, like, we need to, you know, there needs to be some 50-50 here. Like, I need to feel like you are helping me out as well. If not, this is not really a relationship. It's like me doing everything, and that's not really a relationship. A relationship's like two people working together, whether that be, you know, in separate ways. You guys help build each other up, and what you bring to the table, she brings something, you can bring something to the table, or he brings something, you bring something to the table, and together you make magic. You make, you know, wonderful things together. But when one person is putting in too much and the other person, there's imbalance there, and that's going to cause tension and arguments and maybe a breakup. So have a talk with each other, and if you did already have a talk with each other and it didn't go well, honestly, it's up to you what you want to do, but I think you need to be smart and be a little more selfish and seek your own happiness, because it seems this person is depending too much on you, and it's like, what are they going to do when you're gone? They're going to have to figure it out on their own, and that's going to be tough, but maybe that's like their karmic lesson that they need to learn as well. So, but if not, hopefully you guys can work it out as well. But let me know in the comments if this did resonate with you. I feel like it was kind of a little specific, but let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful month.